Hello everybody, I am Dr. Sonali Rahul Pawar from Dada Patil College, Karjat. Here is my video lecture on the topic Easy Grammar. Friends, this video lecture is meant for all those people who fear of English, whether they may be students or even the people who are working in any kind of institution or the companies. Okay, hope you will get benefited by this video lecture. Okay, let us start with the tenses first. As we all know, there are three major types of tenses: present, past, and future tense. There are again four subtypes of tenses are simple, continuous, perfect, and perfect continuous tense. Now friends, the students get fear of, the people get fear of tenses because there are in all 12 types of tenses. But if you observe, we can find out that only some of those tenses we have to use frequently. And such frequently used tenses I will focus in this video lecture. So now see, we have to use future tense very rarely. So we will focus on present and past tense in this video lecture. Again see, there are subtypes which we have to use frequently are simple, continuous, and perfect. These tenses, these tense forms we have to use, so you can understand very easily that present and past, simple, continuous, and perfect. So just 6 tenses I am going to focus in this video lecture. Listen carefully. I will try my level best to make it simple for all of you. See the first tense, simple present tense. Actually, the name is simple, but it is very difficult one because we have to use it frequently, and major mistakes the people do while using simple present tense. So it is not simple, don't forget it. See the formula, how to use simple present tense. The verb form we have to use in this tense is main verb plus s or es form of the verb. For example, eats. Secondly, you can use to be form also in simple present tense, which to be forms am or is or are. And very simple verb form we have to use in simple present tense is main verb, original form of the main verb. For example, eat. Now let us see in which situations these different forms we have to use in simple present tense. See the first example. He, she, it, Meena or Mahesh eats a mango. I am a teacher. He is a student. You are a principal. And third, I, we, you, they, men or women eat mangoes. Now see, there are least differences in the verb forms in these sentences. Let us see the last one. See, I, we, these are the first person pronouns. You, these are the second person pronouns. And they, men or women, these are third person plural pronouns or the nouns. And when in the subject phrase, these first person singular plural, second person singular plural, or third person plural nouns or pronouns can occur in the subject phrase, then you have to use original form of the main verb in a simple present tense. See for example, I eat a mango. We eat mangoes. They eat mangoes. So see the note once again. For first person, second person, and only for third person plural nouns or pronouns, we have to use original form of the main verb in simple present tense. Now see, here we have excluded third person singular form, which I have discussed in the first example. Which are the third person singular nouns or pronouns? He or she or it. Again nouns, third person singular nouns. Meena or Mahesh or the dog eats a mango. Now see, the verb form has been changed. Eats. There is main verb plus s or es form. This is very important rule to use simple present tense with the third person singular noun or pronoun. Only with third person singular noun or pronoun you have to use s or es form of the main verb in simple present tense. See once again, he eats a mango, she eats a mango, the dog eats a mango, Meena eats a mango, or Mahesh eats a mango. This is what about main verb use in simple present tense. Sometimes you have to use to be forms of the verbs in simple present tense. Don't use to be form and main verb form at a time. Both these forms at a time in simple present tense. See for example, I am a teacher. He is a student. You are a principal. So see once again. Simple present tense. Main verb eat. I eat a mango. Then am is are to be forms. I am a teacher. And third person singular noun or pronoun. He eats a mango. Now see, we will discuss about some common mistakes the students as well as people do while using simple present tense. I eats a mango. See, I is the first person singular pronoun and you have to use main verb in original form there. So, I eat a mango, that is wrong. I eats a mango is wrong, but you have to use I eat a mango. Second mistake the people do while using simple present tense is that they use to be form as well as main verb at a time in a simple present tense having sentence. Simple present tense having sentence. See for example, I am eat a mango. Again it is wrong. You have to use either to be form or the main verb. So you have to say here I eat a mango. Then he is eat a mango. The same mistake is done here. He eats a mango. Here you have to use s form of the main verb because he is the third person singular pronoun. So he is eat a mango, that is wrong, but you have to use he eats a mango. Then see the last sentence, third person plural pronoun is there, they, and they are eat a mango, wrong. You have to use they eat a mango. Okay. So with the help of the rule, the formula, the examples I have given earlier, you can correct these sentences. And so this is what exercise for you today. Try to write correct simple present tense forms in the above wrong sentences. And remember once again, as its name tells you, simple present tense is not simple, but we have to use it frequently, and so we must know how to use it properly. Now, in which situations you can use simple present tense? The first, for eternal truth. There are some truths which you cannot change. They are eternal ones, and to state some such eternal truths you have to use simple present tense. See for example, the sun rises in the east, the earth revolves round the sun sets in the west, and so on. Then secondly, you can use simple present tense for present truth. Means sometimes some situations are truth at the present time, but they cannot be such in future. For example, Pooja stays with her aunt. She does not live with her aunt. After some months or after some years, she will go to live with her parents. So Pooja stays with her aunt, that is present true. Presently she is living with her aunt. Then third situation is routine or habitual activity. If you want to describe your routine activity, habitual activity, you have to use their simple present tense. See, for example, I get up at 6 a.m. in the morning. This is your routine, this is your habit. And so here you have to use simple present tense, get. Then next, while describing people, objects, places, things, you can use or you have to use simple present tense. For example, Karzat. Karzat city is famous for educational institutes. And lastly, for news reports, you have to use simple present tense. Though PT Usha has won gold medal before some days, the news reporter tells it as if she has won the gold medal now at that moment. So, see, news report uses simple present tense as PT Usha wins gold medal. Okay. Now see the next forms of the present tense. Second type is present continuous tense. See the formula of the verb, how we have to use verb in present continuous tense. Form of to be plus main verb plus ing. Again we have seen that to be forms in present tense are am, is or are. Now see the example of present continuous tense. We are eating mangoes. To be form are, main verb eat plus ing. We are eating mangoes. I am reading a book. He or she or it is playing. Simple one it is to use. Then the third, see the occasions when to use this present continuous tense. Present continuous tense is used for incomplete actions. If you want to say something about the action, the event which is in progress, which is not complete yet, there you have to use present continuous tense. For example, coronavirus is spreading fastly in the world. Means it has not stopped yet, but it is spreading fastly, not only in India but in all over the world. So the action is not completed yet, and so we have used here present continuous tense is spreading. Secondly, we have to use we can use present continuous tense for near about future. See, I am going to Mumbai in next week. I am going to Mumbai next week. Next week is the near about future, and there instead of using future tense you can use present continuous tense also. Okay, I think present continuous and simple present tense must be clear to you. Now we would turn to the third tense, present perfect tense. See the formula of the verb has or have. The form of have you have to use here plus pp. pp means past participle. Tisra roop kriyapad also. Now see, for example, have wrote. No, have written. Have written. Present perfect tense. See, for example, they have eaten mangoes. It has played a ball. I have written a letter. Okay, have plus pp, eaten, played, written, etc. Now see, present perfect tense you have to use for the action completed near about in near about past. As we have decided to use present continuous tense for near about future, we have to use present perfect tense for near about past. See, for example, we all have passed this year due to coronavirus, isn't it? Because without exams, we all have passed. Have passed. Recently, in the last month, we have passed because examination period has finished now. So we'll all have passed this year due to coronavirus. For near about past, we have used here present perfect tense. Now see the next tense, simple past tense. As its name suggests, it is really very simple tense to use. While narrating something, any event or any experience, past experience, you have to use simple past tense. See what kind of verb form we have to use. Firstly, you can use to be form in past tense. Which are to be forms used in past? They are was or were. And secondly, you have to use past form of the verb, just past form of the verb in simple past tense. See for example, I passed the last year exam. Just pass ed, that is sufficient. I passed the last year exam. You were crazy. Manisha was my friend. Means not now, but she was my friend in the past. So very simple to use is this tense, simple past tense. Let us turn to the next form of the past tense, past progressive tense. You can also call it as past continuous tense. See the verb form used in past progressive tense was or were plus main verb plus ing. For example, were eating. Say example, I was reading a book. You were running fast. Was reading, were running. These are the past progressive verb forms. And last tense in past is past perfect tense. Here we have to use just had plus pp, past participle form of the verb. Had walked, for example. Now see the sentences in past perfect tense. When I came yesterday. When I came yesterday, it is in simple past. When I came yesterday, you had slept. Means I came, but you had slept already. Past perfect tense. When I called Rajat, he had gone out. Means when I called Rajat, he was not there. He had gone out before. Okay. So these are the had slept, had gone, had plus pp. These are the forms of verbs used in past perfect tense. Now see in which situations you have to use past tense. Use past progressive tense to show an action incomplete in the past but complete in the present. When you speak about any past event, that event must be completed in present, but if you want to show that that action was incomplete in the past, there you have to use past progressive tense. Use simple past tense to refer to the activity in the past. If you want to speak about general past, you have to use simple past tense. And when we have to use past perfect tense, see, when we have to show sequence of two actions happened in the past. When you want to refer to two actions in the past and you want to show the sequence of those actions, there see what you have to do. Use past perfect tense for the earlier action. Choose which action must have took place in the past before, earlier, and for such earlier action you have to use past perfect tense and simple past tense for the later action. म्हणजे जी घटना आधी घडली असेल त्याच्यासाठी पास्ट परफेक्ट टेन्स आणि जी घटना त्यातल्या त्यात नंतर घडली असेल तिला सिंपल पास्ट टेन्स वापरायचा आहे. ओके, सो यू कॅन मेंटेन द सिक्वेन्स ऑफ टू पास्ट ॲक्शन्स विथ द हेल्प ऑफ past perfect tense, and for the later action you have to use simple past tense. See for example, when I called Rajat, he had gone out. Now calling and going out, in between these two past actions, going out must be an earlier past action, so we have to use had gone, means past perfect tense with the go. When I called out, simple past tense, he had gone out. When I called Rajat, simple past tense, he had gone out, past perfect tense. Okay, now friends, we have seen the major tenses we have to use frequently in our day-to-day life, but sometimes we have to use future tense also, very rarely, but it is a need of our day-to-day life also. So we have to use simple future tense rarely, and its formula is will or shall plus main verb. Just will or shall plus main verb. See, for example, I shall write to him next week. I shall write to him next week. Shall write. They will leave tomorrow. Will leave tomorrow. So this is very simple to use verb form in simple future tense. Now see, very often the people get confused whether to use will or shall in simple future tense. So there is again a simple rule to use. Shall is usually used with the first person pronouns as I and we. I is the first person singular pronoun. We is the first person plural pronoun. And when in the sentence there are I or we as the subjects, you can usually use shall. See, for example, I shall go for a picnic, or we shall go for a picnic, and so on. Otherwise, will is used for any kind of subject in a simple future tense having sentence. Will can be okay for each and every pronoun or noun, while shall is usually used with only first person pronouns. Okay, I think you will get benefited by this video lecture in your day-to-day life. It is very simple way of using frequently using the tenses in your day-to-day life. I think this lecture will be useful for you. Thank you.